Hi, my name is Stephen and welcome to Struggling to Succeed. This is week 9 of my 52-week journey to post a video every weekend around the subjects of philosophy, business and personal development. This week we'll be discussing finding more happiness with the 80-20 rule. Let's get into it. You may have heard of the 80-20 rule before. It is heavily used in the world of business and mathematics, and originally was created by a gentleman at the turn of the 20th century called Vilfredo Pietro. This Italian mathematician and philosopher discovered this while gardening, basically. He was able to work out that 20% of his pea pods give him 80% of his pea crop. Very weird and strange way to discover a principle. However, when he researched this further with his team, they started to uncover that the 80-20 principle, or the underlying principle of a smaller amount of your effort equals a larger amount of your results. It's a principle that may not always be 80-20, but definitely can be shown as 70-30 or 90-10 or even 199 in some cases. The 80-20 concept, I first came across it in the world of business and sales. It is commonly known throughout this market that 80% of your sales usually come from 20% of your customer base. On the flip side of that, 80% of your sales are usually completed by 20% of your sales team. I have understood the philosophy behind the 80-20 rule for a while. However, I recently read a book by a gentleman called Richard Koch, or Koch, K-O-C-H his last name. I might have butchered that last name. His books, he's wrote a number of them on the subject, in the 80-20 principle. And one of them, called the 80-20 way, or living the 80-20 way, he sets you the challenge of looking at your life and seeing that what 20% of your life gives you 80% of your happiness. So in my struggles to succeed, I decided to use this principle in my own life. I decided to take the 80-20 rule and see what areas of my life were giving me 80% of my happiness from 20% of my activities. It took me round about an hour to write out a list, and that list ended up being about 10 to 15 key activities that I felt were giving me the most amount of happiness. Also, when I looked at that list, I realized that I was only doing these activities in about 20% of my week. So 20% of my time was going on to these activities, which were giving me 80% of my happiness. Once I had realized where I was spending my time and what was making me happy, I did an extra exercise. I decided to look at the 20% of things that were giving me 80% of my unhappiness. And when I got that list done, it was kind of funny seeing some of the things that were on the unhappy list and how they connected or didn't connect to the things that were on my happy list. One thing that I found on my unhappy list was being hungover. But funnily enough, drinking and going out partying was not on my happy list. So I don't really drink anymore because I don't find hangovers useful. I don't think anybody does. I have found this rule or philosophy extremely helpful when taking on new tasks or deciding to do new activities. When a new opportunity comes into my life, whether it be a relationship with a person, whether it be an opportunity within work or a project, let it be a activity outside of work to do with fitness or exercise, I refer back to my 80-20 list. And if that activity or new opportunity doesn't really fit in with what I've already discovered that makes me happy, I don't do it. Now, this 80-20 principle really helped me formulate that. It really helped me create my happiness circle or my happiness bubble that I will then look at quite actively when looking at projects or things that I'm going to be doing, as I discussed. And I would really stress that it's very important if you're pushing yourself forward to a improved or a development in your life, and you're looking at ways to create more momentum. Using the 80-20 principle to find more happiness works. So give it a go. Check out Richard Koch or Koch, his books, Koch. I'll post links in the notes to his book. Check out the 80-20 principle. I know that Tim Ferriss from the 4-Hour Workweek talks about it in some of his podcasts, and also talks about it in the 4-Hour Workweek book. Check him out also. Well, that's it from me this week. I hope you find this video helpful. If you did, please go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for lots more content following along with my struggles to succeed. Thanks very much again. Hope to see you next week. Make it a good one.